What is up, chicken and rice? I know, do not adjust your screens. It's us. We've taken a bit of a hiatus here, or maybe not even a bit of, like a full on. It is me again. Let me reintroduce myself. I am Swan, and the handsome man opposite me is.
This is Big Sean, baby. Sean, the phenomenon.
um,
And this is not a figment of your imagination. This is chicken
yeah.
and rice. We back.
I didn't even see what episode this is, but it's okay.
Hey,
Uh, I wanted
call it
to,
episode 1.
yeah, episode one again. I wanted to start off this particular episode with a quote that I want to read from one of my personal heroes. And it says, "To mute the slave has always been to the best interest of the slave owner. When a Black voice is raised in protest to oppression, those who are comfortable with our oppression are the first to criticize us for daring to speak out against it." And that is by the late and great Harry Belafonte, who was an incredible musician and just as an equally incredible civil rights activist who sadly passed away April 25th. And I could not and would not let this episode go past without paying him some much respect. Because like I said, he's one of my heroes. So yeah, rest in power to brother Harry. Yeah, we're gonna dedicate this episode to you. And so with that, we're gonna get right into it. We're not gonna make y'all wait any longer. This episode is woo, child. We're gonna talk about Black folks and religion. And the question is religion killing Black folks? And not necessarily literally killing Black folks, but is it hurting us? Religion. And what do you think, Brother Sean?
Well, so
Well, before you start, you want to explain how we even got on this subject
okay.
of religion?
So basically, and this was something that my host, the beautiful Swanee here brought. Yes, she did the pop.
I had to do the tongue pop. I got my purple hair going, so I had to pop it for the one time.
Basically, what we have been discussing the last few days is the controversial bling bishop known as Lamore Whitehead. I believe did I say his name right? Lamore Whitehead.
That's not a real name.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with Lamore.
Lamar. You call the man Lamar.
And started off, had a criminal career which landed him in prison.
Mm-hmm.
In prison, somewhere between there, and now he became he has ordained himself as a minister
or a bishop.
A bishop.
Yeah, because he will correct you very quickly and let you know he's a bishop. He's a bishop.
Well, I saw one video or in the interview, he also called himself an apostle.
Oh. So yeah. He wears many hats.
Yes, he wears many hats. And this man has basically become have taken over social media, especially as of late. There's criminal charges levied against him by the federal government.
Lawsuits.
We also saw this was the same bishop, the issue with the robbery at his congregation, and also
I say robbery in quotations.
Right, and this is also the same young man who we saw grabbing a woman by either the neck or the hair, depending on what angle you're looking at, to defend his family. as he says, but it was a quite aggressive grab. This is also the same person who has accused him of stealing $90,000 from this individual. And when he was questioned by this, he said that she was not a parishioner. So random people are just giving you $90,000.
Must be nice.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all got $90,000 out there,
and you need somebody to give it to,
come holler at us.
I volunteer. I'll take the 90 grand off your hands.
I'll hold it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will hold it for you. But this man, while has a small congregation, a whole lot smaller than he wants to admit, he does in fact have a following, and he has grabbed many of Black folks' attention. And what we have learned, or what we know, Black folks, we already know this. There are very few Black folks, especially ones that I have met, that don't, recognize religion in some way, in some way or form. And what we're going to discuss today is, is religion killing us? Okay. And we're going to talk about, how religion has impacted the Black community. And we're just going to pose some hard questions. If y'all follow us, y'all know we don't spare the rod when it comes to controversy.
Yeah.
So we don't do that. So if you become offended by some of the things we say today, I personally hope that you are offended enough to go study.
Yeah.
Okay. Be offended enough to go study. Okay. And be able to answer questions about why you believe in what you believe.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's kind of where I want to start off I can even talk, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I want to make my stand is religion. Anything that you don't really have a knowledge of is detrimental to us, right? And what we are finding is, in my opinion, there are several Black people who are attending congregations being fed by, they have no interaction with, with this Bible that they hold in their hands and they got on their phone or on their tablets, okay? But don't know what the hell is in it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know what's in it, but they say they're going to heaven.
Yep.
Make that make sense. But you going to heaven, but you can't tell me why you believe in what you believe in. So the only thing you can tell me is what your minister said. Black people tell me all the time, well, my
pastor says.
Okay, but what does the word say?
Yeah.
Okay. Did your pastor tell you what the word say?
Yeah.
Do you even know the books of the Bible? Okay. Can you give me a passage of scripture so I can go back and read it myself and then we can talk about it? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are being, but then we want to persecute those and tell them that, they're sinning and they need to turn their lives around. But we can't explain how they sinning.
Yeah.
I mean, what happens if they ask us why or what's wrong? What we gonna tell them? What the pastor said, what the minister said. I want you to pick up the baton and give us your thoughts on that, because what we're finding out in our community is not necessarily following God, but following a person. Okay, and it's not a zeal for God. It's overzealousness of a person. We get so wrapped up in a person, okay, and we just take it to the extreme, and that we have some pastors who, ministers and whatnot. To me, they have left what's important or don't care about what's important and have become very carnal and materialistic. And are telling our community that to get the path to get closer to God and to get closer to heaven is to give stuff to me.
It's through your finances.
Yeah. Is I need my I need my helicopter. You know what I'm saying?
Or my car. I need my Gucci suits and shoes and Fendi t-shirts and blah 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 blah. And then even to say that is not just necessarily saying that the pastor shouldn't be able to wear what he wants to wear, shouldn't be dressed nice or whatever. But my thing is, I have a problem with is when you are dressed to the nine and then all this designer stuff. And this is also in reference to the bling bishop, as they call him. You're dressed to the nine and your congregation can barely pay their bills. You know what I mean? I just don't understand that. It's a little insensitive and extremely tone deaf. It's like read the room, like literally read the room, But as far as religion but in my opinion, as far religion and spirituality to me are two different things, and there's nothing wrong with religion. I don't want people to think that we're saying there's something wrong with it, but we're saying to, like you said, study and be aware of everything that goes into what you're being taught, read it for yourself. Don't just take what anybody says at face value. If your pastor is quoting scriptures and reading scriptures, and read it, go home and follow it up. And in this day and age, you have no excuse to not be informed. You have a Bible literally right there on your cell phone. You can literally have the Bible right at your fingertips. You can take that Bible wherever you go, because nobody go nowhere without their phones. And so, and then not only can you take the Bible with you on your phone, it has all kinds of different interpretations or languages, and things of that nature. Like if you don't like the King James version, you could put it in the Message version, or in a version where you're able to understand it better, because some people can't flow with the these and the thous and, and whatever, but they put it in a way where you can understand it. Right. And so you don't have an excuse to not read. But I do personally feel that religion is hurting us, the Black community, greatly. For example, we have a lot of elderly, I won't say elderly because it's even, people my age that do this as well. But, but it's more synonymous with, our parents' generation and up. But everything was, pray about it. Pray about it, pray about it, pray about it, pray about it. And yeah, I believe that God wants you to pray and, and all of that and come to him. But he also wants you to act. That's also important. I can't think of the scripture right now, but it's what it says. What is the scripture? Prayer without action or works without action is dead or something. I've defined the scripture. I can't think of it right now. It's escaping me. Yes. Faith without works is dead, which basically means you pray. You need to act. It's one thing to pray, but you also need to act. And I see a lot of Black people are using that. The I'm gonna pray for you for two things. The first thing is that black people are using that as a way or a reason to do nothing. And I think that right there is a big part of what is hurting us, is because that's an excuse to do nothing. I prayed about it. I need a job, but they said pray about it. Well, I prayed about it. So since I prayed about it, I'm expecting somebody to come knock on my door and be like, hey, I heard that you prayed and you need a job, so here you go. That's not likely to happen. You're supposed to get your behind up and actually put in the work and the effort and the energy to go find a job. You have to show God that you really want this,
He called me today, so God must not want me working right now.
Yeah, God must not want me to work. Yeah, but we use that as an excuse to do nothing. We can just sit here and do nothing because I prayed about it.
Yeah. Do the same thing about trying to fight a mate.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing to do? God wants you to show me. It's no different than a parent and a child. You telling your parents, hey, I want to, you 16, you want a new car. And your parents are like, you got to save up half of it and then I'll match you. If you don't save up your half, they don't see that you're serious about wanting this car. So they're not going to just go ahead and just say, okay, well, he said that he wants the car, so I'm going to go ahead and just buy it for him. They want to see you. They want you to show them something, and they want to see that you're serious about that. And I believe that God wants the same things. He wants you to show him, yeah, you really, really want this. And so he can step in and bless you beyond your wildest dreams. And so that's the first thing that pray for me. I'm going to pray about it or whatever is it's an excuse to do nothing. The second thing that it is in the Black community that I've seen is it's a way to be dismissive. And that's another thing that literally goes all over me. It is a way to be dismissive. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to talk to you about whatever my issues are. I don't feel like dealing with you. I ain't got the time, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to get into whatever it is that you're going through. So I'm just going to tell you, pray about it. Just pray about it. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that. I'm this, that, and the third. I'm getting same thing with the job thing. I've been out here looking for this job. I'm getting discouraged. My faith is wavering. I'm trying to reach out to another believer, to give me some words of encouragement. And I met with, just pray about it. Just keep praying about it. That does nothing to help me. That does nothing for my faith. You're not encouraging me. It's very dismissive. Very, very, very dismissive. And I think those are the two things that pray about it mean for me. Not always. There are, of course, you should always pray. But there are times when it's like, okay, you need to act, or you need to come out of yourself and help your fellow Christian. And so that's one of the things I feel is really, really hurting us as a people.
Well, but let me say this. I agree with what you're saying, but that goes back to my first point that I stated before about study. Okay? You can't support without study.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot advise in an area that you don't know anything about. Okay? You don't tell me about IT stuff, and I don't tell you about hair and makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen to me about hair and makeup if you want to. You be looking like Homie the Clown. Homie's makeup will look a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen. Don't listen to somebody who ain't never wore makeup a day in his life. I'm just telling you, my face was like this since the day I was born. But that just goes back to, if you can't, you know what I'm saying, how do I, advise you? And this is not to, we talked about the elderly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And certainly what we don't want to do is insult those who are responsible for us being here.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of what they understood about spirituality and religion was limited to the education that they were able to, achieve through no fault of their own.
Right.
Okay. So that's where a lot of somebody had to teach it to them, and they're hanging on the words of yesteryear, not really being able to delve into the scriptures like, individuals like you and I who learn how to read, and not just read, but be able to pull out things like, main idea, content. What was the reason why this is here? So if you don't know any of that stuff, then all you can do is say, pray about it.
Yeah.
And from some people, to be quite honest with you, that's all I want to hear from some people is just pray about it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's just talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I agree with you saying wholeheartedly. But some of these black folks out here, all I want them to tell me is just pray about it.
And some of these black folks out here, that prayer ain't gonna get no higher than the ceiling. Let me stop.
see, you meddling now.
Let me
see, you meddling now. You know what I'm saying?
That prayer gonna get right about here.
I'm just saying, when I was going through, you know what I'm saying, my divorce last year, look, there's just a couple of people, that tried to come up to me. Lord, just say you praying for me so we can keep on moving. You know what I'm saying? So I can get on back in this car and go home. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your prayers. I solicit all of them. Okay?
I don't solicit all of them. I don't solicit all of them. I want everybody praying for me.
Well, you might be surprised. One might get through, help you out.
I want everybody.
Never, you know what I'm saying, doubt what my God.
Oh, okay. Ha ha ha. You need to get serious. We need to get serious on this. This is serious. This is serious. Well, we need to get serious on this here.
Yes, but
come on, Brother Sean.
Yes, Brother Sean. But in all seriousness, what Sister Sujuane is saying is completely correct. And we just have to. We have. There's no cheat code. Okay. To the pathway of God, Black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no cheat code to this. Okay?
No.
You have to read it and live it. Okay?
Read it and understand it.
Read it,
understand it, and like you said, and apply it. Live it. Yeah. Exactly.
And act like and live like you believe it. Okay? Like, I mean, seriously, like this thing here, spirituality, this is not playtime. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to be spiritual, and do that kind of study and act in what you you know what I'm saying, act on what you believe in, then why are you wasting your time? Okay. I mean, why? I mean, if you don't believe in what you're reading, why do you go to church every Sunday?
Yeah. And
why
sometimes that's the only spirituality that some people get, is just that couple hours, 6, 7 hours, depending on what church you go to. That's the only spirituality that they get for the week.
But
is that
they don't get blessed.
Yeah, church starts and stops at the building. And that's a sad thing for us. It's like you said, you need to take it with you. You need to read. You should be in your word every day. Again, understanding what it is that you're reading, because a lot of times people be saying stuff to you and it goes right over your head.
Right.
And this bishop guy, I think that's what rubs me the wrong way, because it's like you're not living what you're preaching. And that's what I say. I don't want everybody, praying for me and stuff like that. And I don't want everybody teaching me either, because you saying one thing, and doing something totally different, and I don't want that energy. I'm a big energy person, and I don't want that energy in my aura, where you putting yourself in front of the congregation as one thing. And then when you out in the streets, it's something totally different. Was something interesting that I saw, in preparation for this episode. Somebody was interviewing. I don't know if it was like a formal interview or it was just a reporter or somebody called him the Bling Bishop out on the streets or whatever. And so one of the somebody had called him a cardboard pastor or something like that, because he didn't have a church anymore. And so they said basically he's preaching out of a cardboard box. And so when the guy had said this, homeboy literally, I don't know if he thought he was still in prison or on the yard or whatever, but he literally was like ready to, challenge the dude, talking about saying to my face and, getting aggressive. And I'm just like, to me, personally, when you take that oath, if you're serious about it, you are ordained as a man of God, and you're agreeing to receive the word from the Lord and deliver it to his people. You walk on a different path than everybody else. You can't just do ordinary things. It's no different to me than being a celebrity. Once you agree that I'm going to be famous and I'm going to be a celebrity and I'm going to be in the public eye, there's just some things that you have to give up. If you want to be a celebrity, you have to give one of those things is your freedom. You give up the freedom of being able to just go into Target or Walmart or wherever and not be hounded and bothered or whatever. It's no different than when you become a pastor or a bishop or an apostle or whatever. When you do that, you give up certain things. And one of those things that you give up is the right for you to act in the flesh. You give up those ways and you take your orders directly from God. And I know God did not tell you to get out here and square up with this dude. Now, I'm not saying, I know we are all human. We are wrapped in flesh, of course. But to me, when you are supposed to be a man of God and a leader, then you have a special calling on your life that cannot be intertwined with a bunch of messy foolishness. And so the reason, back to our whole episode about it is this killing Black folks, is that you still have some Black people out there, like you said, because they don't study, because they don't read, that still follow this dude, that are still willing to listen to this. I mean, you have the evidence and the court work, all the stuff that's public record that is pointing to this man not really being who he's saying he is. And yet you still got people, just you watch like the lives and stuff that he records, and you still got people out there just like, they need to leave him alone. And he, they're just trying to attack you. The devil is busy. And I'm just like, girl, what? Are you not, again, and then I guess the proof is in the pudding right there, because obviously you don't read at all. Because all the stuff that they're accusing him of is public record. You can literally go and read, all of the things and the accusations that are against this man. And, and it's just like, when it comes to religion, a lot of times, Black people tend to just, how do I don't want to say this, but it's just gonna say it. It's gonna sound real mean. But Black people, it's like we just give up our ability to think. Once we step into the church, it's like, okay, I'm in the church and the religion and all this other stuff, that now this gives you license, the church or the whoever, license to think for me. And to me, that's one of those dangerous states of being, because that's when I feel that you find people like that end up in cults. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They end up with the what's that man's name? David Koresh and Jim Jones and those types of situations, because it's like you have given up your ability to think for yourself because of religion. Because this man is telling you this is what it is, this is this is that. And it's like, but if you study and think and pray, for yourself, then, and also, like you said, my sheep know my voice. How do you know God's voice if you don't ever read his word? How do you know that this is, whether that's him talking or that's this fool talking? Because a lot of times in those cults, it's the fool talking.
Yeah.
And we end up getting, like, when I looked at that Jim Jones stuff with the, when in the Great Kool-Aid and all that, I can't think of Jonestown Massacre. It was just how many Black people were there. And it's just like, that's not a mystery.
Well, what happens with us is our emotions are very easily tickled, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is something that, other races know about us.
Yeah.
Both fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right? Because they know if they can get to our emotional center, they know they got us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you know what I'm saying, is when logic, you know what I'm saying, when emotion is high, logic is low.
Yep.
Okay? And then there's just people out there that can really get us, really riled up. We're very emotional. We don't want to be in certain settings because it doesn't stir up that emotional center. We go from church to church to church to church to church mm-hmm. because we're searching for something that is going to get us emotionally jump started. We quit church because we don't get that emotional start. Mm-hmm. And then all the while, if you, like I said, if you knew what was in the word, and if you knew what God has done for you, that's your emotional start right there. You know? But people need that emotional start in that entertainment, or you lost them. They're ready to go somewhere else and they're ready to quit. And then we have those, these are so-called, ministers, pastors, whatever, what have you. They understand that, particularly mm-hmm. about Black people, and they know how to get us riled up.
Yep.
And ready to go. Okay? And
mm-hmm.
into you know what I'm saying? Get that money out there, you know what I'm saying, and to make it rain and whatnot. Is that's that. I mean, the good ones really know how to do that. And then all the while they're leading people to destruction.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Followed by themselves, of course. You know what I'm saying? Leaders have a huge responsibility. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And what comes in leading, okay, is teaching. Okay? You gotta teach. And sometimes the teaching part is not fun. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, the teaching part is like what old people used to take all the time for illnesses, castor oil. Okay? I don't know if you ever had castor oil before, but it's disgusting.
I used to like it actually as a kid.
You're very odd.
I liked it so much. My mom said she quit giving it to me because she was grossed out because I enjoyed it. She said I had to stop giving it.
Well, this is a first.
I don't know. I haven't had it as an adult. So I'm pretty sure that is passed. But yeah, she said, man, she said it was, but I don't know. I might try it again at some point.
Well, what other medications out there do you find disgusting but is good for you?
Tussin.
Tussin. Well, it's Tussin then. Okay. Tussin. Okay. Nobody wants to take Tussin. Tussin sucks. You know?
I don't. Was that Chris Rock that talked about Tussin?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just hear him saying Tussin in the back every time you say.
But if you know what I'm saying, but if you have it, you need it, and you don't take it,
yeah.
Okay, the medicine that's untaken doesn't help you at all.
Correct.
Okay, take it from a guy who's had bottles of medication. Oh, see, there she go with the eye rolling. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Pills upon pills. The key to, to my health, and ain't take none one of them.
I'm going to insert my favorite meme right here in editing, right as you say that. I'm going to insert my favorite one.
You stupid. You guys are going to enjoy that. That's going to be very funny. But yeah, teaching, very important. Take it seriously and be a student as well. Okay.
Study.
Part of being a student isn't just what you do in the classroom and at church. Okay. Got to take that bad boy home and do homework.
Yeah.
You know?
Read, understand, apply.
Yes.
That's basically it. Read, understand, and apply. That's what we oftentimes fail to do as Black folks. It doesn't even have to just do with just religion, anything, politics, whatever. Was that the saying? What's the saying that if you want to hide something from a Black person, put it in a book?
Put it in a book. And religion and spirituality is definitely hidden from Black people.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is definitely hidden from Black people. And it's not like we can't find it.
Because I don't know a Black person that don't got an old Bible in their house. Every Black person got a Bible in their house. I don't know not one Black person that does not have a Bible in their house. And it's always dusty. It's always somewhere laying on top of something with dust in it. On top of it.
Pick that bad boy up and go like this.
But in all fairness, though, like, y'all, just the biggest takeaway from this is think for yourself, study. When the pastor is preaching, when he has his verses and all that, take them home and read them for yourself. See if you come to the same conclusion or you come up with the same thing that he's teaching. Don't just accept it because, the pastor said it so. And not saying that your pastor is misleading you or anything, but you should want to read. You should want to understand and get an understanding. And all you're getting, get an understanding.
And understand content in context.
Yeah.
Okay. And, also understand the audience, and the type of people that the book was written to and what was going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all part of study.
Man, because the Bible has some wild stories off in there, man. If you really like, the Bible is literally, the Bible is the ish, because they have some really good stories off in there, man. So I'm just like, it's interesting. It really is interesting. But Black folks, just in a nutshell, read for yourself, read and think for yourself. That's just basically it. Before the episode and the time gets away from us, because we'll be at 5 hours before we realize it. But yeah, this is our first episode back after our very long break. So we're hoping to bring you more content regularly after this going forward. So if you are behooved or so moved, let us know. Do you think that religion is killing Black people or is hurting or harming Black people? What are your thoughts? Let us know. Do you agree, disagree? Let us know down in the comments.
And not at all.
What'd you say?
I said, you're not going to hurt our feelings at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You already know you're not going to change my mind. It is what it is.
Right. But y'all, look, chicken and rice is back. Okay. So I hope you got your plates ready.
Yeah.
I hope
you got to give me a plate now because I'm hungry for real.
You know what I'm saying? I hope so. Get your plates ready because I'm glad to be back. Okay. Mm-hmm. And Sujuane is glad to be back. And I love my cousin dearly.
Ditto.
We just had to. It was not our intent to be absent for a very, very long time. But both of us had to grow and and at the right time, we came back and we just decided that this was something, chicken and rice is definitely worth, fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's so good you have to get a second serving. Like it's hard to, you know what I'm saying? You have to fight the temptation not to get a second and a third serving of chicken and rice. I'm just trying to tell you. Right? You gonna get food and then you're gonna want to eat some more. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
we are, thank you for hanging with us and being an awesome audience and an awesome family.
Yes. And with that,
we're
gonna see y'all in the next episode, in the words of Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Peace out.